morning. So welcome to Vlogmas day 15. I'm in my kitchen at the moment because I am about to bake some rolls. I just remembered that my youngest daughter has a so-called Christmas sweater lunch tomorrow, and she's supposed to bring a plate of finger food, so sandwiches or similar, yeah, I don't have any like really good bread at the moment, so I'm going to bake some fresh rolls so that she has something nice to bring to school tomorrow. But I've had such a lovely morning. I love Sunday mornings because that means that I could just plonk myself down on the sofa, catch up on some YouTube videos and drink my coffee. You know, I light some candles. It's just perfection. And I'm still like working on my final coffee cup here, so I'm going to try to drink it without slurping while I talk to you. So but yeah, I have had a lovely morning and I have now read all your lovely comments from yesterday's video. Thank you so much. It was wonderful to read all your messages, and I hope that I have now replied to all of them. Yeah, I've had so much fun looking through them, and yeah, thank you so much for all your kind support. So I did receive a message yesterday wondering if I have thought about setting up a Ko-fi account, which is sort of an online tip box, if you will. I've never really thought about that because, it's such a small channel and I never really expected anyone to want to donate to that. But I'm looking into it now. If that's something you want me to do, I'd be happy to set one up, but I would never, expect you to donate anything to me. I'm doing this for fun, but I appreciate the thought though, so I'm looking into that. So plans for today. My husband is now on his Sunday tennis practice. My youngest daughter is in the room next door and she's playing an online game with one of her classmates. So from time to time you'll hear like little exclamations of joy or frustration while they play that game. My eldest daughter is in my sewing room, which also works as a gaming room, office, storage space, etc. And she is playing an online game on that computer. So they're all in game mode here today. But yeah, I'm going to bake rolls. So yeah. After that, I'm heading into my sewing room and I'm going to start on my husband's shirt today. I didn't have it in me to sew yesterday. I was planning on going into my sewing room, but then I was, making pizza for the girls, and then my husband came home and wanted to do some gaming in that room and everything. So yeah, I just settled down and watched a Christmas movie instead, which was lovely. So I had a really good day, but I didn't get any sewing done, and I'm starting to think now, whether I'll be able to finish all the projects that I have planned. So yeah, I'll have to look into that, but I hope at least to make the shirt for my husband, and then I need to make the shirt for my sister's national costume. I have bought the little sort of lace that is sandwiched in the cuff and in the sort of neckline. And that was definitely the most expensive of it all, but it is handmade locally, so that's worth paying the extra for, I think. So yeah, I need to get that started. And a lovely viewer actually sent me an email a few days ago with some tutorials that she has made for actually making these shirts for the national costumes. So I haven't been able to look through all of them yet, but I'm looking forward to having a good perusal of that content. So Thank you very much. I think that's going to be very helpful. But anyway, yeah, so I am now going to like put the dough together for the rolls and let them rise while I go into the sewing room. And then later today, we are going down to the town and I'm going to buy the Christmas tree. I just discovered that the lot doesn't open until 2 p.m. today, so it's going to be a little later than I had hoped, but yeah, I hope to be able to make that happen because it's just so much easier when I have access to my husband's van so that I can just, you know, open the back door and wang it in. So yeah, I'm going to do that later then. And then my youngest daughter and my husband are going to her performance this evening, so I think I'm going to let him take her there on, you know, so it's just the two of them, and I hope that he can, you know, film a little snippet of her dancing and everything. Yeah, I think it's going to be that on the agenda today: some baking, some sewing, getting the Christmas tree. So yeah, I think that's the plan today. I don't know how interesting this Vlogmas day will be, but I hope to be able to take you with me on some of these adventures. All right, finally ready to head into my sewing room, and it's actually snowing. Don't know how well that shows up on camera though, but quite big, like flakes that comes down slowly. It feels so good to be in my sewing room. Feels like I'm, you know, getting on with things. Love that feeling. Oh, just what I needed with almonds in. Okay, so I need to find some interfacing for my husband's shirt, and I've become a little spoiled when it comes to interfacing, because once I discovered the kind of woven interfacing, not the papery stuff, yeah, there's no going back after that. Unfortunately though, it's really difficult to find locally, so I need to order that online, and then it takes a few days and blah. So can I ask you something about blades for these kind of knives? Because like the rotary cutter that I have, I really like it because it has sort of an ergonomic handle, so it's easier for me to hold it, because, you know, I have arthritis, so sometimes my fingers are stiff and painful. So I really like this this rotary cutter, but I feel like I change the blades all the time. I mean, twice a year at least. Or more, but yeah, at least twice a year, maybe 3 times a year, I have to change these blades, even though I have a proper cutting mat and everything. So yeah, is that normal? Because I mean, they get blunted really quickly, I find, and there's always some sort of little cut in them. So when I drive over the fabric, there are always like these little pieces that don't get properly cut, which basically means that it's blunted in one spot, even though I can't see it with the naked eye. But yeah, how often do you change your blades? So yeah, I'm going to find some interfacing and then get started on my husband's shirt. And yeah, see you later. Okay, so it is almost 3 o'clock. We're heading into the blue hour, as we call them here. So, you know, it's getting dark really quickly now these days. And I've been sewing on my husband's shirt. It's going quite well so far. A very different kind of placket on the sleeves than what I'm used to, so had to read the instructions quite, you know, carefully. Anyway, I am now heading down to the Christmas tree lot, and look forward to having a good perusal and looking for the perfect Christmas tree. Okay, I'm actually not in the best of tempers, and I know it's silly, but yeah, I've now been to 3 different lots, and the lots where I always get my Christmas tree, their trees weren't, all that awesome this year. Plus, I was a bit stressed because that shopping centre that has that kind of tree lot outside was a madhouse. So, it was difficult to get in. Had to park illegally to have a look at the trees and everything. And then I've been to 2 other lots in my town, and they have Danish trees. So, not that there's anything wrong with Denmark. I love Denmark. I go there every year on a general basis, but I just think it's so unnecessary that we, in a country with nothing but mountains and forests, should have to import our Christmas trees from Denmark. And I mean, as much as I love Denmark, I would love to have a Norwegian tree, simply because they're usually fresher, so they keep longer inside. So I think that I'm actually going to give this up as a lost cause for today, and maybe try again tomorrow afternoon after work, or even like Tuesday, because Tuesday I have the day off. So yeah, I might have more luck, and then I probably won't be as stressed and everything. So I'm actually going to give this up as a lost cause. That's the first. That's the first ever I had to give up. But I'm quite particular about Christmas trees because I love them so much. So I wanted to be as close to perfect as possible. So what I'm going to do is drive home and make myself a cup of hot chocolate, and then go out into my sewing room. There's another reason too why I'm not in the best of tempers, and that's because I failed to get a ticket for my daughter's show. It never even occurred to me that like big event room could be filled up. So my husband got down there and tried to get a ticket, and he couldn't because it was full, and I hadn't pre-bought the ticket because you never usually have to. So yeah, it's not been a lucky day. So I'm just going to have to go back home, make myself a cup of hot chocolate, and stop feeling sorry for myself. See you in a bit. All right, so I'm back home from my disappointing little shopping trip, but I have now made myself a cup of hot chocolate in my hot chocolate mug, which is this one that I got from a friend many years ago because he knew I absolutely adore Gustav Klimt, the painter. So I am now going to sip that. And I'm also going to do a test run of my rolls that I baked earlier today. And I have cheese and orange marmalade on. I did hear that that's just a Scandi thing, that we are the only ones who enjoy some marmalade on our cheese sandwiches. But yeah, please tell me, do you eat that? So I'm now in the sort of extra lounge that we have because my eldest daughter has invited some friends over, and they are hanging out in the living room, and they're watching a Christmas movie and eating tacos and having a wonderful time, and I didn't want to impose on their time. So I'm going to have my little snack because I started thinking that my bad temper before might have been a little bit influenced by low blood sugar. So I'm going to have my little snack, and then I'm heading into my sewing room. Okay, so I am about to log off for today. I've made great progress on my husband's shirt, and
I'm attaching the collar as we speak. I always sew them, sew the inside first, because I am lousy at top stitching or stitch in the ditch. So I prefer to make it this way, because it doesn't really matter then if the seam on the inside is wonky. So I usually start by sewing the inside of the collar first, and then I top stitch the outside, because then it doesn't matter if the seam is wonky, because it's only on the inside. So I have done the burrito with the yolks on the back and everything. So the only thing left now is to sew up the side seams, or finish the collar obviously, and then sew up the side seams and insert the sleeves, and then of course buttonholes and all that jazz. But yeah, I'm happy with my progress, so I am going to log off now and get this uploaded, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.